Hey everyone! So the first technique we're going to practice today is the wet on wet technique. First, what you're going to need to do is wet your paper, and you'll use a large flat square head brush loaded with clean water only. Then you'll apply paint to the water. This method is typically used for backgrounds and lighter areas of an artwork. So now we're going to do the wet on dry method. So this is a simple, most common way of using watercolor. It's simply applying paint to dry paper. This method allows more control as you build up your artwork layer by layer and giving you time to focus on detail. Now we're going to try the graded wash technique. Now the graded wash technique shows how to create a smooth transition from dark to light with the same color. First, what you're going to do is load your brush with color and paint a horizontal line, and then dip your brush in clean water without adding more color. And then you'll continue to add another horizontal line. Continue to dip your brush into clean water for each new line until you reach a sufficient gradation. Now we're going to practice a monochromatic value scale. This is a color scheme using only one color in a range of tonal values that are from light, medium to dark. You're going to combine wet on dry to this technique. So when you want to get your lightest value, you'll apply the wet on wet technique, which is putting wet on paper first, then dropping in the color. As you move further down the value scale, what you're going to want to do is use less water and more paint. That way, you know your color is going to be more saturated and it's going to have more of its own hue. Now I'm simply starting to use the most common type of technique, which is the wet on dry. I'm simply just getting my brush a little wet, dipping it in the paint, and then applying it to the paper. Notice how the color is getting darker to becoming more of a shade. We are now going to turn a shape into a form by using color. So simply, we're going to first indicate our light source as it's already there for us, and then use the wet on wet technique to get our lightest area. So remember, you're applying clean water onto that shape, and then you're going to get your brush wet again, get some color on there, and then start to shade your sphere. Now, notice how I'm moving my brush in a stroke that really suits the form of the shape. Alright, so this would be more of a curved line stroke, and then you'll now continue to add some more paint to get darker values as you keep moving towards the end of the sphere. This is really where now you'll apply the wet on dry technique. Lastly, we just want to create our cast shadow to indicate where the sphere is blocking the light. So you're going to use the wet on dry technique for this as well. Create the shape of where the light is not hitting that area of the table, and then start to block it in using the wet on dry technique. Here we're going to practice diluting edges using watercolor. So simply what we're going to do is use the wet on dry technique and paint some strokes in the box, whether it's just one or two. Now this exercise allows us to soften the edges of any previous strokes that were made. So by doing this, first you'll make those strokes, then let it dry for a little while. And then once it's dried, you'll get your brush wet with clean water and then apply your wet brush to the edges of those previous strokes. As you see here, I'm using computer paper, so it doesn't capture that softened look right away, but if using watercolor paper, it will truly show the softened look once you apply this technique. Now let's try the stippling technique. This is definitely one of my favorites because it's simply creating art with dots and lots of dots. The brush that you're going to use is a small rounded brush, as you see here, just to really capture putting the dots on the paper with the point. Now, you're going to want to start with applying the wet on dry technique and then start to stipple dots throughout the square. The more compact the dots are, the darker the area appears, but as you spread the dots farther apart, the area appears much lighter. It's a very interesting technique for drawing and watercolor, and stippling is really used when it comes to doing trees, bushes, smaller detail definitely. Lastly, we are going to try the dry brush technique. So dry brushing literally means painting with a dry brush so that the color only partially covers the paper. The brush technique produces broken lines of color and is very effective for adding texture to a painting. So this could be when you might want to add bark of a tree, grass, other elements of nature that you might include in your landscape.